Hey there, it's CJ Willie and I'm cracking a pack today. So what do I have? Well, I have Magic the Gathering Theros. So right now we're currently in Theros Beyond Death. That's the current standard set. But about 6-7 years ago, the original Theros came out. So the original Theros was released in September of 2013. A little bit of information about the set. It had 249 cards in it, 101 commons, 60 uncommons, 53 rares, and 15 mythic rares. So Theros was the first set in the block, followed by Born of the Gods and Journey into Nyx. Because of Pioneer, the new format, a lot of these sets like Theros have jumped in value. You could get a booster box of Theros for around $90 to $100 last year. This time in the spring, and I'm sure in the summer, it's going to be, you can find them for about $150. I'm sure it's going to jump up a little bit higher than that. In the set, there's a few cards I really want. When original Theros took place, I got about a booster box worth of cards. But I never got a Thoughtseize. I never got a Nykthos. I think I've got an Erebos. I think that's the only god that I have out of Theros. I have an Ashiok, so I've got one of the Planeswalkers. This time around in this pack, I'm hoping for something good. About half of the Mythics have a value of $5 or greater. The two highest value cards are Thoughtseize and Nykthos. When it comes to uncommons and commons, there isn't too much that has value. For a long time, Burnished Heart, which was an uncommon, was around $2 to $3. It's dropped to about $1. So really hoping for something great in the rare or mythic rare slot. Let's go ahead and get this pack cracked. Okay. Back to original Theros. Alright. So first card out of the pack is Dragon Mantle. For 1 red, you get an enchantment aura. Enchant creature. When Dragon Mantle enters the battlefield, draw a card. Enchanted creature has fire breathing. So pay a mountain. This creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. I prefer, I think it's Stratus Walk that came out of Theros as well. And that enters the battlefield, gives a creature flying, and you get to draw a card. I don't know that I was too excited for Dragon Mantle, though it replaces itself, allowing you to draw a card. Next common is Almond Speaker. 1 and a blue for a 1/3 human wizard. When Almond Speaker enters the battlefield, scry 2. This is a great card. I remember playing it in draft in Theros. Came down 3-but, blocks for quite a bit. Scry 2, that's a great mechanic. Almond Speaker has made its way into some of my blue decks. I don't think that I'm currently playing Almond Speaker in any of my casual decks. Oh, Gray Man gonna get ya. Gray Merchant of Asphodel. 5 mana, 3 and 2 black, 2/4 zombie. When Gray Merchant of Asphodel enters the battlefield, each opponent loses X life, where X is your devotion to black. You gain life equal to life lost this way. This card was so great that it got reprinted in Theros Beyond Death, but it got reprinted at uncommon. Originally it was common. I feature Gray Man. I know I say it's Gray Merchant, but we call him Gray Man because the Gray Man's gonna get you with that life swing. I play a playset of this in a mono black devotion sort of zombie deck. It's not quite Pioneer. It's got a few cards older than Return to Ravnica. It's a fun deck. In fact, in one of my previous videos, I complained about one of my friends that I play against has an Emrakul deck, and I'm always losing to it and hating it. I beat him one time with my mono black devotion featuring Gray Man. He played his Emrakul, took my turn. I was out of cards. The card he drew was Gray Merchant of Asphodel. I had fortunately gotten him down to, I think it was like 3 life. So he didn't want to play Gray Man. Swung my creatures into his Emrakul, and then he knew he was going to lose because on my turn, drew my card, played Grey Merchant of Asphodel, and Devotion got him. So the Grey Man, gonna get you. Traveler's Amulet for 1 generic mana, artifact. You can pay 1 generic, sacrifice Traveler's Amulet, search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, and put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. There's a lot of other similar effects. I've never really found a place for Traveler's Amulet in any of my decks. In draft, sometimes it's good to go search out maybe that mana you're splashing. Shredding Winds, 3 mana, 2 and a green. Instant Shredding Winds deals 7 damage to target creature with flying. Yeah, it's okay. I still love myself a Plummet. Thassa's Bounty, 6 mana, sorcery. 5 and a blue, draw 3 cards. Target player puts the top 3 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard. Sorcery, drawn 3 cards with a milling effect. I don't know that I've really given this card any serious thought. Lost in the Labyrinth, 1 blue. Instant, target creature gets -3, -0 until end of turn, scry 1. We've seen a lot of similar effects over the past few years. There's one that gives, I think, for the same mana cost, target creature -4, -0, you surveil 1. These effects are kind of cool in like a casual draft format, but never really make it into a casual type deck. All right, next one, Agent of Horizons. 3 mana, 2 and a green, human rogue, 3/2. You can pay 2 and a blue. Agent of Horizons can't be blocked this turn. I remember one of my friends drafted this card and I lost to it. I didn't have any removal and he was playing Simic and basically continued to pay the 2 and a blue and got me for 3 each turn. All right, next card is Fade into Antiquity, 2 and a green, sorcery, exile target artifact or enchantment. A little bit more expensive than Naturalize. Obviously with Naturalize you destroy. This was pretty handy playing within the set because it was hard dealing with the gods. At least you could cast this and exile the gods. I aside from playing it a little bit in draft, I haven't played it since. Seder Rambler, 2 mana, 1 and a red, 2/1 Seder with trample. I've always kind of laughed when you get a 2/1 or a 2/2 creature with trample. Unless you've got a way to beef this up, it seems kind of silly because you're going to lose the creature, and are you really going to get the trample damage? I suppose you could cast a bunch of instants on top of it, but I just don't think it's worth it. Okay, our first uncommon is Helio's Emissary for 4 mana, 3 and a white. You get a 3/3 enchantment creature Elk. It has a Bestow. So Bestow 6 and a white. So for 7 mana, you can utilize this as an aura spell. So if you have enough mana, you would bestow or enchant your creature with Helio's Emissary, and it would get the bonus that Helio's Emissary, if it were a creature, would get. So whenever Helio's Emissary or enchanted creature attacks, tap target creature an opponent controls. And then if it's cast with Bestow, the enchanted creature gets +3/+3 and gets the ability. I really like the Bestow mechanic. It was pretty fun to play. I don't know that I have... Oh yeah, I do. In a couple of my decks, I do play Bestow creatures. I think it's always... it was a good design build. I think sometimes, though, the Bestow cost was a little bit too high. It was cool if it killed your creature. Then you still had this enchantment creature out of it. Okay, next uncommon, Magma Jet. 2 mana, 1 and a red, instant. Magma Jet deals 2 damage to target creature or player, scry 2. I like Magma Jet. I feature it in a blue-red spells deck. 2 damage to any target is pretty... It's a little expensive for 2 mana, but the scry 2 in my blue-red spells deck with a little bit of card draw digs me down to what I want next. Okay, Shipwreck Singer, a blue and a black, so Orzhov, or Dimir, so 2 mana for a 1/2 flyer. It's a siren. You can pay 1 and a blue, target creature and opponent controls attacks this turn if able, so kind of a goad effect. And then you can pay 1 and a black, tap it, and a target creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn. I played with this a little bit in a Esper control deck. It really makes combat math a little difficult. They attack in, you pay some mana, tap this down, and now their creature has -1/-1. It's not something I'm actively playing, but it was an interesting card when it was around. Okay, our rare, hopefully it's a really cool mythic or rare. Let's take a look at it, is Reverence Hunter. 2 and a green, human archer, 1/1. When Reverent Hunter enters the battlefield, put a number of +1/+1 counters on it equal to your devotion to green. So this is one of your devotion payoffs. I played with this a little bit. I had a green devotion deck kind of in modern that I was playing. It just never really panned out. There were so many other creatures at 3 mana I wanted to play instead of this. Little disappointing to get it. I don't know that it has much in the way of value. My guess is that it probably is like a quarter, if that. Let's see if I can look up its value. Yep, it's around a quarter. And then a mountain and a soldier token. So, my favorite or best card out of the pack, I am going to go with Gray Man Gonna Getcha, the Gray Merchant of Asphodel. This card probably should have been an uncommon in original Theros. It was a strong card. It's still a strong card in a lot of modern cubes that I see. The Gray Merchant is there. Like I said, I played it in Mono Black Devotion. Even though it's a common, it is a great card. It's usually like at least an 8 to 10 life point swing, and many times I've closed out games just by playing Gray Man, because you know what? He's gonna get you. All right, so that is the pack crack for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, please subscribe and share. Until my next crack packing adventure, this has been a fun one. See you later, most best.